Psychologists believe that there are about 60,000 thoughts every single day, and 80% of those thoughts are negative. Firstly, we need to understand that we are programmed to be unhappy. We are programmed to be frustrated, to be fearful. If you don't want what you have, then you will never have what you want. If you start appreciating what you actually have, it doesn't matter how little it is, you will start getting what you actually want. Hey, how do we be happy? I'm going to talk about a few ideas today, a few distinctions, and I'm going to give you a few tips that would help you to choose happiness in life instead of anything else. Now, how do we be happy? What is happiness? Why is it important that we be happy? Think about it. Now, what happens is, firstly, we need to understand that we are programmed to be unhappy. We are programmed to be frustrated, to be fearful, right? Psychologists believe that there are about 60,000 thoughts every single day, and 80% of those thoughts are negative. 80% of the thoughts that you think every single day are negative. So when these thoughts are negative, how can we feel happy? How can we feel peace? Now, why do you think this happens? Now, if you go back to your childhood, that is where it all began. Our society, most of us, what we do is we set these different rules that we got to live by. For example, there is this formula we have been taught, which is actually for frustration, but we have been taught that this formula is actually for success. Now, what is this formula? We have been told that we have to first do something, and then we are going to have it, and once we have that something, we can be whatever we want to be. That is, we can be happy, or we can feel excited. You see, this formula for frustration is called do, have, be formula. First you do the things, and then maybe you have the thing, and after that you can be happy. Now you see, my cat here is troubling me, running everywhere. Maybe she's hungry. Okay, so now, like I said, do, be, and do, have, and then be. This is a very dangerous formula. This will set you up for frustration. Right from our childhood, you do your homework, then you're going to have your candy, and then you're going to be happy. You do your schoolwork, then you're going to get the better results in exams, and then you're going to be happy. You go do your job, then you're going to get the promotion, and then you're going to be happy. You do the work, then you're going to have the money, and then you're going to be happy. Now you see, what happens here is, when you keep doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing, that leads to stress. It's not a good thing. So the formula for what I call success is actually be, and then do, right? And then you can have it. What happens is, when you choose to be happy, when you realize that happiness is not something that you achieve, happiness is something that you need to feel while you achieve things in life. So when you choose to be happy, because happiness is a choice that we make, and I'm going to come to that. How do we make choices that would make us happy, and how do we choose happiness instead of anything else? So here, when we are happy and then we do things, the quality of our doing, our performance actually increases, becomes better. And when our performance becomes better, our results also become better. So you've got to be happy. You need to realize that happiness is the way. There is no way to happiness, right? So how do we do this? We need to re-engineer our minds today. I'm going to give you a couple of tips. See if they help you. Try to understand what these tips are. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not going to motivate you. Come on, yeah, you got to be happy and all that. No, I'm not going to do that, right? What I'm going to do instead is, I'm going to talk about a few ideas. And if these ideas make sense to you, and once you start applying, and if you see results, you keep these ideas, right? You own them. If they don't seem to produce results, you discard them, throw them away. These ideas have worked for me, and I'm just sharing these ideas with you, right? See if they work for you. If they work for you, make use of them. Idea number one, or tip number one, is called if and then rules. Now, what does that mean? Now, you see, what is a rule? A rule is something that we live by, right? And once these rules get integrated inside our heads, we simply follow them. We blindly follow them. And most of the rules, we don't even question them. Okay? So, what is if and then rule for happiness? Now, you see, we have been told, okay, this is how these rules are set. If you get the results in exams, then you can be happy. If you lose weight, then you can be happy. If I get love, then I'm going to be happy. If I get the money, the car, the bungalow, then I'm going to be happy. If and then rules. Now, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. But the only thing that we need to realize is that when we have a if and then rule, okay, we need to make sure that this rule is under our control and not in somebody else's control. Now, what do I mean by that? When I say, if I get good results in exams, then I'm going to be happy. What happens here is my happiness is dependent on somebody else now. The person who's correcting my exam paper, right? Maybe, when the person's correcting your paper, maybe he's not in the right frame of mind and you end up losing marks, okay? Sometimes it happens. So what happens then? You have given your control to somebody else. When I say, if I get love from this person, then I'm going to be happy. That person may not give you love. That person may not know how to give you love according to you. So what happens here is, whenever you don't receive love from this person, you feel unhappy. If I get the bungalow or if I buy that car, then I'm going to be happy. What happens here? So you're going to wait till you get the car? You're not going to feel happy at all till you get the car? Come on! Think about it. Now, if you want to take control back and realize that first I need to be happy and then start performing and then get results, you need to make these rules simple for you. For whom? For you. Not for others, but for you. How do we do that? We need to have rules that are under our control. Say, for example, what if you say, if I put in effort in exams, then I'm going to be happy. Now, under whose control are the efforts? Your control. If I get up early in the morning, then I'm going to be happy. If I open my eyes, then I'm going to be happy. Right? So can you get up early in the morning? You can. It's under your control. Whether you get up or you don't, it's a different thing, but it is under your control. But if I give my best in the job interview, then I'm going to be happy. Now this is important and this is beautiful. Listen to this closely. If I give love, then I'm going to be happy. So I'm not going to wait for someone out there, to come and give love to me. So whenever I go give love, when I go love the cat, when I go love my family, when I go, show kindness and love to others, I feel happy. If that is the rule that I have, what do you think is going to happen? Most of the times I'm going to be happy. So what do we do here? I want you to write down 3 if and then rules that you had or that you have right now that are under somebody else's control and replace them. Write something that's under your control and don't be harsh with yourself. Okay? Make it simple for you to be happy. Don't say, I'm going to work out for 2 hours today and then I'm going to be happy. No, you say, the moment I hit the gym, I'm going to be happy. And then happily I'm going to work out in the gym. That way you produce better results. Okay? And then the other thing that we're going to look at is being grateful. Now you see, there was this person in my seminar. He came up to me. He said, how can I be grateful about anything in life? I can't be, because I haven't got anything in life. The job that I have sucks. How do I be happy? It's impossible. Or how do I be grateful? What do I be grateful for? There's nothing for me to be grateful about. And I asked him, what do you have? I mean, look around you. Can you be grateful for at least something? Me, I don't have anything. All I have is a bike. And the bike doesn't function. It's old, it's beaten. I have to push the bike to even start it. How can I be happy about it? Then I went ahead, I took a deep breath in. Then I asked him, how do you use the bike? Where do you use the bike? He said, I use the bike to go to the office. I use the bike to go to the market to get groceries and all that. Then I said, what will happen if somebody steals that bike away from you? How would that be? He said, then Life would be a little difficult, because for me to go to my office, I will have to take a bus, and the bus stand is about 3 kilometers away from where I live. So that's going to be a challenge, and going to the market will also be a challenge. So I asked him, can you be grateful for that old beaten bike that you have now? He just thought over it and he said, yes, he can be grateful, because the moment you're grateful, it's a doorway to happiness, because your focus is not what you don't have. Your focus is not on lack. Your focus is on abundance. It may be little according to you, but then the moment you start focusing on the little abundance, wherever your energy goes, wherever your attention goes, energy flows, and then whatever you focus upon, it just expands into your life. Because like they say, if you don't want what you have, then you will never have what you want. Now if you start appreciating what you actually have, it doesn't matter how little it is, you will start getting what you actually want. So start being grateful. Look around you. What could you be grateful for? Maybe your eyes. Maybe the fact that you can think about gratitude, right? You can be grateful for your thinking, for your mind, because that is where it all starts. You can use your mind to change your life, right? So start being grateful. That's tip number 2, or idea number 2. And idea number 3 is SEE. That is sleep. Get adequate sleep, eat healthy, and exercise regularly. Okay, it helps you create certain chemicals inside the body that would make you feel happy. And then, very important, recognize the importance of unhappiness. When something goes wrong, just don't always say, I'm a positive thinker, I'm going to think positive always. It doesn't work. Positive thinking does not work. You need to be strategic in your thinking. So if there is something that is causing happiness to you, always know that the happiness is because one of your if and then rules got violated. So sit, think back, work on those if and then rules, and make sure that you come back really strong because of the situation that is making you unhappy. Turn it around. She rejected me. Good, she rejected you. Because now you have an opportunity to go and talk to a lot of other people, and then become good at your communication, right? And maybe you might find a better person. Every adversity has, like they say, has a seed of opportunity. I read that in one of the books. So whatever happens to you, that can become a seed of opportunity to make you a better person, to come back really strong, right? I read this book by Viktor Frankl. I was in tears. I read this more than once. It's called Man in Search of Meaning. Now Viktor Frankl was a Jew, and he was put in a detention center by the Nazis. Now, you know what horrible things happen to these people, I get goosebumps thinking about it. So in an environment where nothing was under his control, where there were screams of torture and pain, and then killings and murder and experiments on human bodies, when wherever you looked there was darkness, evil and gloom. In such situations, Viktor Frankl, he says in his book, he found a way to find peace in that environment. You must be thinking, that must be crazy. He must have lost his mind. How could somebody feel, at peace in such environments? What Viktor Frankl said was this. This is my takeaway from that book. He said, there is this freedom that nobody can take away from you, me, from any human. Nobody can take away this freedom. The freedom to choose your attitude in any given circumstance or situation. Nobody can take that away from you. You get to choose your attitude no matter what. You get to choose happiness no matter what. It's all under your control. Start pulling your own strings. And then Gandhiji, in one of his speeches in Africa, he said, when the British passed this law that every marriage has to go through the church, otherwise it's illegal and all that, he said, I'm not going to follow this law no matter what happens. Right? He said, you may beat me up because maybe I don't have control over my body. You can capture it, beat it up, torture it. The one thing that you're not going to get it from me is my obedience. That is what he said. So you see, choosing an attitude is always under your control, and happiness is an attitude, that you get to choose. It's a choice, right? So what I want you to do is, I want you to write down, I hope you do this, when you do this, it's going to build this momentum towards a beautiful life. Just don't listen, make notes, write it down, make a decision now as to how you're going to make use of this lecture. What hit you the most that could bring about a positive change in you? What did you like about this video, right? So write that down. Write 3 if and then rules that you're going to have. Okay, make a deliberate attempt towards happiness, because happiness is always a choice. Hope this helps. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You may want to do that. Okay, see you in another video, and always be happy.